Hi, my name is Jennifer Cooper of JKC Mobile Notary, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad that you're here. Today, I want to talk about something that's a little bit difficult for me, and it might be for a lot of you, and it's about having to go back to work as an employee after you've launched your business to be self-employed. A lot of things can affect the success of your business, and when you are part of trying to maintain your income, sometimes you find that you still have to go backwards a few steps, and it can be hard. And I am in it right now, and I want to talk to you about it. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go.
You belong here. You belong.
And okay, so you left your job to go on this amazing adventure to become an entrepreneur. And you planned and you researched and you did the work to do it. And then you took the leap. We've talked about this. I've wrote about this. I've talked about this. You took the leap. I took the leap. I had an amazing, successful first year as a notary. Then the market changed. Then the phone stopped ringing. And I got into some kind of not wanting to put in the work funk. I've talked to you guys a lot about the effort you have to put into being an entrepreneur, and I strongly believe in it, and I know it works because it worked for me, but I fell off the wagon. And in doing that, my finances stalled. And we as a family are on a journey right now to get rid of all of our debt, pay for my son to go to college. He needs a new car. There's a lot of things going on. We've never owned a home. It's in our 5-year plan right now, and that's not going to work if we don't have our finances going forward. So I had to go out and get a part-time job. And I'm going to tell you right now, it is very hard for me to stand here in front of you and tell you that. It was very hard for me to write my blog post about it because I have been struggling immensely with feeling like I'm a failure. I've failed, and so now I have to go back to being a W-4 employee. I have failed. Now I have to go back and rely on making somebody else wealthy as opposed to myself. I've failed my family. I've failed myself. I've failed the people that follow me and treat me like their leader. I have failed. And it has been a fight and a half every day to move past that every single day. So I am now about to get my second paycheck, and they pay every 2 weeks. So I've been there almost a month, and I like this place that I'm at. I like the people, but I have had thoughts of just quitting my notary business and going and being a full-time employee because of how easy it is, because it is easy. It's also secure. It's also takes the faith and the leaps out of the journey, right? And we all want financial security. We all are working for that. That's all what we want. When we take a leap of faith to start our own business, we're doing it with the intention of having more financial security. And when that doesn't happen, for whatever reason, and I'm going to tell you right now, it hasn't happened for me, and it's my fault. And I know it is. Yes, the market changed, but I knew it was going to change before I started this business. So there's nothing new to me that's happening. I just got lazy and I stopped doing the work. Well, now I have limited time to do that work. So I have to figure out how to take that limited time and do all the things I was doing when I had all the time in the world. And that's what I want to talk to you about a little bit. I'm not going to give you anybody's advice or, any of their expert advice. I'm just going to tell you what I've been learning as I've gone through this journey, and hopefully it can help you, because I know there's a lot of you that either haven't taken the leap yet because of fear or have had to go back to work. And the feelings I'm feeling are the same feelings you can be feeling. And I want to give you permission, and you don't need my permission, but I'm going to give it to you anyways, that you have every right to do what is right for you. Okay? So, Okay, so let me tell you what I've discovered since I started working that has made my notary business hard. I am a morning person. I am the most effective in the morning. And when I have now given my mornings to my new job, the things I used to get done in the morning fall to the afternoon. And I am just not as good mentally, creatively in the afternoon. That's what I've learned over the last couple weeks, that I'm not good in the afternoon. And it's been a struggle for me to find my balance, to find my footing, to find my rhythm with my job and with my business. So that's the first thing I've noticed, and the first thing I'm trying to figure out how to make work. The second thing is my son went back to school. He's not quite driving yet, doesn't have a car to do it himself. So sometimes he's at home, sometimes he's on campus, and he has a job. So now my time is being pulled for a person that's paying me a paycheck, for my son, my family, which it should, it always has. But as a self-employed person, that wasn't a big deal. It's a little harder now. I'm really relying on family to help us pull this off. And so I can't just leave my job every day and go off and hit the streets and the doors and walk into places and introduce myself. I can't go to a ton of networking things. I can't do all the things I was doing have stopped because now my time is not as free as it was. Now, I'm going to be clear about this job I have. I have a lot of flexibility. If I say, hey, I'm going to a networking meeting, so I'm going to leave at 10 or whatever, it doesn't matter. But the point is that all the things I was doing have just stopped. And part of that is my fault. A lot of it's my fault, and some of it's just time. So the first thing I need to do, and this is probably the same for you, is to spend some time to evaluate what needs help. So when I noticed that I did not have the energy or the desire to do any notary business building work, when I got back from my job, I started to really investigate the why. So it's always been that way. I've always been an afternoon lull, I want to veg out kind of thing. And so I had to make a rule for myself. I can't sit on the sofa and turn on the TV and watch whatever until after dinner. Because if I do that when I get home, like I always have, I'd have lunch in front of the TV and then get stuck there for hours. I'm never going to build my business back up. So the first thing that had to go was walking in the door, grabbing a quick snack and sitting on the sofa and watching TV. That's the first one. When I get home, I can grab lunch if I haven't had lunch already. I eat lunch most of the time at my job, but if I haven't, I can grab lunch, sit at my desk, and get to work. So that's the first thing. The second thing is really evaluating what's working for me and what's not working for me. I'm going to give you an example. I do all my social media advertising and stuff like that. Out of 1 week out of a month, I do everything for the next month, and I schedule it in Hootsuite. And that's not a big deal, but there are avenues where I'm putting energy and time into social media that I'm not getting anything back from. Facebook is one of those things. I have gotten 2 jobs out of the hundreds I've gotten from Google from Facebook. And I've put a lot of energy into Facebook. I put a lot of energy into Twitter. I'm getting nothing from Twitter. And I've gotten a couple things from Instagram. Here's the thing. I realize I need to maintain an online presence, so I'm going to. But knowing that those things aren't feeding me back jobs or money, I'm going to lessen the amount of work I put into them, if that makes sense. Not so much creativity needs to go into that when you're not getting a lot back. So that's one thing. The other thing is that I have to put different tasks into capsules that I can handle in short bursts of time. So marketing, follow-ups, emails, calls, and work and doing signings. I have to put them into time blocks that work for me so that I can get everything I need to get done. I am an entrepreneur and I have no employees, which means Everything that goes into doing business, I have to do. And when I have to do that part-time, because I'm a part-time employee, it's hard. But it's just the thing I have to do, right? So I've also fallen off the wagon of my morning routine, my nighttime routine, my workouts. That stuff had fallen off. Part of that was probably a little bit of depression, realizing I had to go back to work, and getting back on that routine is going to be vitally important, because if ever my mornings were precious, they are now. I really don't have any more free time to give myself for taking care of myself, for working out, for reading, for meditating, for anything else that's just Jen focused. I don't have any more time. I have to do it in the morning. And I like doing it in the morning. So getting off of my woe is me wagon and jumping back on my good stuff wagon is what I have to do. It's what you have to do, right? Enough. We have taken the responsible step, if it was needed, to get a job to help support our families, right? If that's what you've done, that's what I've done. I have to remind myself that it was the responsible sacrifice to make for the support of our families. It's the same thing for you, okay? So the last thing I want to cover is you. I want to cover you, me, and everyone else who has taken the leap and has to have put a foot back into the nest. You are not a failure. I am not a failure. And you are still on your entrepreneurial journey. As long as you don't give up on that, you're still an entrepreneur and you're still a business owner. Whether or not you do that full time doesn't matter. You're still a business owner and you started a business. Can we just stop there for a second? You started a business. That's amazing. And you should be incredibly proud of that. I'm proud of that. I started a business that makes money. I get to help people. I get to meet people of all different colors, ethnicities, everything across the board. I love my job. And I'm proud of myself for having built that. And I am by no means going to let that just fade away into the background because things have gotten a little tight because I haven't been doing my best. So I take a part-time job and I put my act together and get my work done and hustle like you've never seen me hustle before. That's what I've got to do. That's what we have to do. But during that process, feeling like a failure, feeling like we're worthless or we're no good at this is a lie. It's not true, and it's certainly not helpful. So I need to put it away, you need to put it away, and we need to step forward. Hanging on to the successes that we have is going to be even more important now than it ever was before. I've talked about this before, is celebrate the little successes, celebrate the little moments that you achieved good things as you're moving forward. And those will add up, right? So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. This is more of a confessional, I think, than a how-to, but I hope that it gives you the courage to forgive yourself a little bit. And if you need to step back into a part-time job, do it, but do it with honesty about what you could be doing to better succeed in your business. There has to be more. If I'm not succeeding in my business, that can't just be the economy. It's also me. And I need to be honest about that. Forgive myself and then move forward. The same thing is for you. If you have to step back into a part-time job or a full-time job, give yourself forgiveness, but recognize you still have work to do. And then do it. We are very capable human beings. We are capable of doing a ton. And I know that you can find success in your journey. And I know I will continue to find success in mine. It's going to take more work. I'm ready to do it. I hope you're ready to do it. And I'm so grateful that you're here today. I'd love to hear about your journeys. You can always leave a comment. All of my contact information is below. And until next time, take care of yourselves and we'll see you later. Bye.